flowers, they bloom and then they go away, but that's to help you during that time. And that's how I see it.
On today's episode, we have Hayden Yam, stylist and fashion editor who aspires to edit for a fashion magazine in the future. This is Sit Downs with SANE. Welcome to Sit Downs with SANE, our new podcast series where I, your host, Aleyah Richards, will sit down with various creatives to talk about their favorite unconventional art and artists as well as their processes. Today, we're sitting down with SANE's very own Hayden. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. It's a pleasure having you.
Likewise, thank you.
Great. So it's come to my attention that a lot of people have joined the Insanity family, but don't really know what we're about. So the actual name SANE comes from a Hebrew word that I based an art series off of that means to hate. But instead of, just avoiding people just because you hate them, it's avoiding the potential of hurt that comes from love. And because of the way it's spelt, it has the double meaning of expressing your insanity through art or using art to keep you sane. So our production company will try to express or redefine the human experience in unconventional ways.
Yeah. And I think that is such a great avenue for different creatives. And I think one thing I really love about Sane is all the hard work. And I think what's so important is that we have fun with it and we have a sense of celebratory with it. And, sometimes we, as you well know, with Heartbreak Hotel and everything that we did, we had a lot of stressful moments. But yeah, we also have great moments like the premiere night that we did. I thought that was excellent. Everyone was so proud of the posters. I mean, obviously we have Tim doing the photos, so only huge congrats to him and Lee.
For sure. Mhm. So now viewers have a better idea of who we are and what we do. It's time that we learn a little bit more about you. So I know that SANE is one of your many side quests.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start off with asking, what's your favorite or proudest project?
Well, to me, it's always about looking to the future. I'm not too much of looking behind the past. I mean, sure, the past informs you, the present, and so forth, the future, and not to repeat the same mistake. But I'm someone that likes to look of what is there to come. The idea of, if that's in film, in magazines, and as much as I love magazines, such as the one we did for you over here at SANE, 2025, I'd like to look forward, so my next project's always going to be the next one. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, you don't want to leak your secrets, but do you have any aspirations or future projects that you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to obviously the projects we have in Sonic. That is undisclosed. You can't talk about it. It's pending or yeah, pending still. So, but I look forward to a lot of different photo shoots that I'm doing. If that's going to do a photo shoot with one of my longtime photographer, Marisa, or if that's just helping out the community in terms of helping people to establish their brand or whatever they need. I mean, I always try to look to different creatives, if that's in the fashion industry, whether that's a fashion designer or a photographer or videographer, whatever the field is, and I try to help them in what I can and use whatever platform that I think it's best to expose them to that area and for them to grow. So in terms of that, I mean, the projects, they're coming, I feel like. They're always on the rollout, and um, it usually takes months and months in prior, as you well know, with production and everything. So it's very exciting. I mean, 2026, I think it's going to be a very interesting year. Unpredictable, but I have huge optimism for what's next. So yeah.
And one thing that I know from working with you is that you give it 100% across all boards. And so I was wondering, what's like your driving force behind everything that you do?
Well, I don't know. I think it's probably how I grew up. I mean, my father, I see him work sometimes and he's very efficient with what he does and he's very direct and very clear. And oftentimes, that's one of the things I got most out of him is that he's very clear with what he does and very direct. And it's a satisfaction to the people who work with him. I mean, no one is questioning what it is they need to do. They know what to do. They know what is the standard. And I think I just try to enforce that. I I mean, I think I just do what I do best, and I like to work with people who best represent themselves in that scenario and to push together with a lot of tenacious and tenacity in it, but to ultimately feel celebrated. I mean, at the end of the day, I do feel that when we put in so much effort in what we do, and from the planning process to the actual production and to the aftermath and everything, it feels very rewarding, especially when I look at it from the point of view where, we planned something a year ago. And I'm sure, I mean, going back to Heartbreak Hotel, because it's fantastic work. And you guys need to check it out for sure. We planned it, what, during July 2025, was it? Yeah, July, August. Yeah, we were sitting down at a cafe, yes, just near Dundas and everything. And we were just planning it. And when we did the photo shoot itself with a crew of 10 and everything, and we did the photos and it started rolling in and we did the premiere, I just looked back at like that very glimpse and I just told myself how proud, not just to me, but to everyone who was involved to the project. I mean, I felt so satisfied with what I could contribute, and I'm sure you feel the same. For sure, I feel the same. Yeah. And it just, to me, that is the driving force. And yes, it's able to finish the project and to just take a deep breath and go, wow, we really did that. And I think that's just so motivating for me. And it continues to drive my force to not do a better project, for say, but to continue on uh, the pedestal almost. And so, yeah.
And I like how you mentioned celebrating our wins or our achievements, which I find a lot of people don't really do enough, or they don't celebrate themselves enough.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what's your favorite way to celebrate yourself?
Well, I mean, for me, to celebrate would be either we do events. I think events are notoriously wonderful and it's a huge avenue to not only meet people. I remember you bring a friend as well, and I brought some friends as well, and it was just amazing. And obviously, sometimes other ways of celebrating to me would just be looking. I mean, for example, we have this beautiful
Yes.
day. Just be looking at it and just go like, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And to me, the idea to celebrate is not a permanent thing, rather temporary. It's kind of like buying flowers. You buy flowers to help you during that time period, but they're not going to be there forever. So as much as we celebrate, as much as we celebrate what we do, I also constantly look forward to the next project. And to me, that cycle of thing is how I feel best to celebrate. So yeah,
I really like the flower analogy.
flowers. Yeah, it's actually from a breakfast television show. It was where like they were talking about flowers and not forever. And I just thought, that had so much different meaning. True, flowers don't live forever unless you're buying fake plants like they do. All right, that way. No, but flowers, they bloom and then they go away, but that's to help you during that time. And that's how I see the analogy of to celebrate.
For sure. So, yeah. And now that you mention it, it kind of makes me think about how we as artists were flowers. Obviously, we're very temporary, but a lot of our works help people through their harsh times or maybe during their great times. So I was wondering, who or what is your favorite unconventional art or artist?
Well, I mean, I work with a lot of different creators, as you well know, and I see a lot of things, and I advise everyone to walk down to the street of Toronto or wherever you're living in the main street and just get a sense of what the world is. To me, that is the unconventional artist, the city itself. I mean, I worked at magazines before, and what really pushes it is not just the fashion itself. I mean, to me, I see fashion as not a singular thing, but I see it as an aspect that is pushed by other different forces in life. That's from the political world, from the social, from the economic side, or for the cultural side of impacts. That are the forces that pushes what fashion is. And so when I see that, that's how I see artists. They're all within a creative sphere, but all of them are motivated and they're influenced by different avenues of the world that we live in. And so when I walk down to the city of Toronto days, or if I'm when I'm not at home or working and I just walk on the street, that is kind of my unconventional art. It's kind of it's not nature per se, but rather the people that are there. And when you just walk down here in Toronto, I mean, there's so much different ideas. If that's like graffiti paintings, or if that's a really stylish person walking on, the crossroads and everything. And to me, that is what inspires me. And those are my conventional artists. Rather than, a singular person or a singular event. I mean, sure, I have some inspiration from people that I've deeply admired or that I listen to on a regular day-to-day basis. But to me, what I think true creativity comes out is looking and being aware of what's happening around the world and see how you could use those aspects of the forces that live to create something. And to me, those are like unconventional artists. And so, yeah.
That's a beautiful answer that you just brought on all of us. And I love that you mentioned the Toronto community because in our community, we have our little sit downs with SANE book where each guest is invited to pose an anonymous question to a future artist to be answered at the end of each episode. Unfortunately, there's nobody to pose a question to you. Too much story, too much. I'm just too much already, but you'll have the honor of adding your question down to the Sit Downs with SANE book. Thank you so much. Lock alert. Of course, of course. Thank you so much, Hayden. It was a pleasure having you on the pod. And thank you guys for joining us. Tune in every other week because there's more at the table on Sit Downs with SANE.